Welcome back to CompilerSutra. In the previous video, we talked about why makefiles matter in C++ development. They save your time, automate your builds, and reduce manual effort. In this tutorial, you will learn what a makefile is, how to write your first one, and how to build and clean a real C++ project. Let's dive in. A makefile is just a plain text written inside the makefile without any extension that tells the make utility how to build your project. Instead of typing compilation command every time you write rules once in a file and then just run make. Make reads the rule written in makefile, checks what need to be updated and runs only the necessary command. These save time, especially in large projects. Before we start, check if make is installed. Just write a command make ---- version. If make is not installed, then on Mac run the command xcode select ---- install. On Ubuntu sudo apt-get install make, and similarly for other Linux distributions. Let's look at the basic structure of a makefile rule. Here target this the thing you want to build, like an executable, an object file, or other. Dependencies is a file that must be up to date before building, and commands the shell command to run what actually you want to run here. This command must start with a tab character. Create a file called makefile. Touch makefile. Touch command create a file in Linux or Unix environment. Now edit it and add this line. Run it with make say hello. You will see echo hello world and hello world. You will see the two output in the terminal. One is command and one the actual output. To hide the command output, add @ symbol before the command to get executed. So your make rule will change to now say hello @echo hello world. Before writing a make file for C++, let's understand our project structure. Mathfun.h declared a function add int, and mathfun.cpp defines the add function, and main.cpp calls the add 2,3 and prints the result. In simple term, the logic is separated into different files. Main.cpp included the header and used the function. We will compile both CPP file and link them together into an executable. Here is our folder layout. Now let's look at each C++ file. So here header file, source code, and the main code. Let's first understand how we'll compile without the make file. We have two CPP files, main.cpp and mathfun.cpp. Compile them into an object file using -c flag. This gives us main.o and mathfun.o. Link the object file into the executable. Now you can run your program using clang ++ main.o mathfun.o -o main, and we have to run /main. Now that we have seen how painful it is to compile manually every time, let's automate it using a make file. When you run any make command, make looks inside the make file to find a rule that matches the name you type. When you run make clean, make doesn't do anything magical. It simply look for the rule called clean in the make file and run the command written under it. rm-f star.o main, that's the rule. What that rule is doing, it delete all .o object file and main executable from your project directly. Similarly, what does make main will do? Look for a rule named main in a make file. What make help will be do? It looks for the rule named help. And let's assume you want to write make custom. If make return error as make no rule to target custom, stop, rule is not defined, then just open a makefile and check if the rule for the custom target is written or not. This logic applies to every make command. It's just a matching rule name to command inside the makefile. Let's understand how to write rule in a makefile from scratch. For that, we need rules for the compiler. We need setting compiler flags, creating the default rule for creation of clean. First, we need a compiler. In this case, let's use clang ++. We set it as a variable called cc. This makes it reusable throughout the makefile. Now we just have to write $cc wherever we want to use the compiler, much cleaner and consistent. To setting compiler flag, we want to enable all warning and use the C++ 17 standards. That's where compiler flag comes in. If we put them in a variable called cflag, so here -w all turns on all warning, -std C++11 tells the compiler to use C++11 standard. You can later write C flags whenever you compile. The first rule that runs when we just type make is the default target. Let's call it all and tell it to build our final executable, which is named main. So make file all main. This means when you type make, the main target will be triggered automatically. Rule to build executable. To build main, we need to link object file like main.o and mathfun.o. So this is the rule. This rule says if either .o file is missing or outdated, recompile them and link to produce main. Step file will be compiling source file to the object file. Now we created rules to generate object file from the source code. This compile main.cpp into main.o, and same for the mathfun.cpp. This create the mathfun.o object file that will later be linked into the final binary. What if we want to delete all compiled file and start fresh? That's where the clean rule is for. So when you type make clean, this remove all .o files and the main binary. Let's make it user friendly by adding help command and make help. This gives you a guidance on how to use the make file. The @ before echo hides the command and only show the output. So now you understand how to set a compiler. This is the complete make file, how it will look like. So now you have a clear understanding how to set a compiler and flags using variable, how to define rule for compiling and linking, how to add optional command like clean and help. All of this together make you build automatic, consistent and scalable. In upcoming videos, we will see the limitation of the make and how the CMake comes in a picture.